We'll require a mover and seconder, please, for resolution. We've got Greg and Lee. Moved by Greg, seconded by Lee, that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby convenes at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. All in favor? And carried. So the Committee of Adjustment hereby convenes a public meeting as per the Planning Act. Applicants and the public can speak at this meeting. When asked who wishes to speak to an application, please raise your hand, state your name and address, and direct all comments through me. Notice of decisions will be sent to applicants and to the public if requested. Only the prescribed persons as per the Planning Act may appeal a decision or condition of approval within 20 days of the decision. A couple of housekeeping items. Those of you joining remotely, please pay attention to your microphone settings. Mute for attendance and, of course, unmute for speaking to the committee. Those of you here in person, if you wish to speak or are asked to speak, please go to the podium and tap the keypad on the microphone until you see a green light, and then you can speak to us. So I require a mover and seconder, please, for a resolution to accept the agenda for today's meeting. Got Wib and Greg. So moved by Wib and seconded by Greg that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby approve the agenda for the October 9th, 2024 hearing. All in favor? And carried. And one more time, a mover and seconder, please, to approve the minutes of last meeting. We have Lee and Lynn. Moved by Lee, seconded by Lynn, that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby accepts as read and circulated the minutes of its last hearing that took place on Wednesday, September 11th, 2024. All in favor? And carried. Any pecuniary interest of members of the committee today with today's applications? None heard. So we'll carry on to applications. So if I could ask the Secretary Treasurer, please, to introduce our first applicant.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of minor variance application A-2024-0033-F Hoffman is to construct a single-story garage. The applicant is requesting a variance for an increase in accessory structure building height. No formal correspondence was received.
Thank you. I believe we have Mr. Hoffman here. Do you wish to speak? Okay, please go to the podium, tap the mic until you see a green light.
So basically, I'm looking for the increase in height because I'm trying to get a minimum height in the center of the garage itself that requires for my 4-post hoist that I keep my 2 cars stored on. I've tried everything I could in the design that I've got to change the roof pitch, to do everything to bring it down. Unfortunately, I could not get it down to the height that I needed at the front. So that's my request for variance. Just go, the height of these trusses is basically what I needed, and then to have it fall back to the back, which is below the required levels.
Okay, thank you. Just hang on a second in case there are questions from committee members. Any questions for Mr. Hoffman? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Then I will ask for a mover and seconder, please, to bring this to vote. Moved by Lee, seconded by, I think Wib got in there. Moved by Lee, seconded by Wibb, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approve variance application A-2024-0033-F for Hoffman to construct a single-story garage and requests the variance, the following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125 under section 4.1.4 building height for accessory structure. Maximum permitted is 4.5 meters. Proposed is 5.15 meters for a variance of 0.65 meters. Subject to the following conditions, the extent of the variances will generally conform to that shown on the sketch plan submitted in the application, and that the owner applies for and obtains a building permit for the garage within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Mr. Hoffman, you're welcome to stay or not. Up to you. Yes, sir.
So with the approval now, I'm just waiting for the 20 days for any other concerns or anything. Is that what I'm looking at?
Yes, and staff can answer that. If there are no objections from anyone, then yes.
Just my concern I've got right now is when I can proceed besides the 20 days. Our concern is the safety part of it. We have the foundation area dug out. And of course, the heavy rains and stuff that's starting to wash off closer to our driveway. I was hoping to get the foundation get formed up ready so that when I get the approval, that they can jump in before the weather gets too cold to pour. I'm just trying to find out my clarification, how far I can get with that.
Brady, do you mind adjusting that, addressing that? Thanks.
Yes, so building permit is not able to be issued until that 20-day appeal period has passed.
Now, that's my question. I know I can't build prior to those 20 days. Is it possible that the concrete guys can get the forms set? So they're kind of ready after the 20 days and then we know we can start get in his schedule, I guess.
I would suggest speaking with the building department first on that, just regarding your foundation. So Curtis Livingston in the building department would be your best bet to talk
Okay.
to for that.
All right, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Madam Secretary, next application, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of minor variance application A-2024-0034-H Tate is to fulfill a condition of consent approval. The applicants are requesting a variance for a reduction to the minimum lot frontage requirement. No formal correspondence has been received.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone here for this application, remotely or otherwise? No. Okay, committee members, any discussion? Very good. Then I need a mover and seconder, please. So we've got Len and Wibb. Moved by Len, seconded by Wibb, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2024-0034-H for Tate for a reduction in lot frontage. The following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125 is required. Under section 10.3, table 10.2, minimum lot frontage, the minimum is 90 meters, proposed is 66.5 meters for a variance of 23.5 meters. Subject to the following conditions, the extent of the variance will generally conform to that shown on the sketch plan submitted in the application. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. The applicants will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Okay, number 3, please, Madam Secretary.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2024-0035-H Wilde is to construct a boathouse. The applicants are requesting a variance to maximum boathouse length. No formal correspondence was received.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We have someone here for this application.
My name's Carl Wildy. I'm the owner. I'm here on behalf of my wife and I. So the extra 3 feet for the boathouse is really for storage and then safe clearance within the boathouse. So we have 2 slips that take up, the lion's share of the boathouse, and then there would be a walkway in front of the slips, and behind that would be for storage of a sailboat, a rowboat, and a canoe. So really it's to accommodate the storage requirements of an island, which tend to be more than for a mainland boathouse.
Okay, thank you. Committee members, questions for Mr. Wildy? Go ahead.
Is the boathouse to be built on that dock?
It is.
It is? Okay, and that's a steel pile dock, I think I see.
It is a steel pile dock,
And it's
and
relatively new.
it's new as in this past June.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Lee, anyone else? Okay, thank you, Mr. Wildy. Mover and seconder, please, to bring this forward. Moved by Lee, seconded by Greg. And one more time, moved by Lee, seconded by Greg, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2024-0035-H for Wildy to construct a boathouse, and requests the following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125 under section 4.28.1, table 4.4. For maximum length permitted is 11 meters, proposed is 11.89 meters for a variance of 0.89 meters, subject to the following conditions. The extent of the variances will generally conform to that shown on the sketch plan submitted in the application. And number 2, that the owner applies for and obtains the required building permit to construct the boathouse within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried. Thank you, Mr. Wildy.
The application has been approved. You'll get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Okay, and last application for today, if you could introduce that, please, Madam Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of minor variance application A-2024-0037-F Gray is to construct a screen porch, breezeway, and garage to the existing dwelling. The applicants are requesting a variance for an increase in maximum lot coverage within the first 60 meters of the shoreline. Bryn/Murray Orr submitted some formal correspondence in support of the application. Everybody was handed it just before the meeting, and Len, it is in your email. It was in support of it, so that's it.
Thank you. I believe we have, is it Brenda Ryan attending remotely? Yes, if you could tell us what you would like us to know about this, please.
Yes, hi, I'm Brenda Ryan with F80 Architects. So I'm here on behalf of the applicant. I'm really just here if the committee has any questions on the application.
Okay, thank you. Does the committee have any questions? I see no questions, so I will ask for a mover and seconder, please, to bring this forward. Greg and Wibb. Moved by Greg, seconded by Wibb, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approve variance application A-2024-0037-F for Gray to construct a screen porch, breezeway, and garage to an existing dwelling and requests the following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125 under section 6.3, table 6.2, maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline. Maximum permitted is 6.75%, proposed is 8.4%, for a variance of 1.65%, subject to the following conditions. Number one, the extent of the variance will generally conform to that shown on the sketch plan submitted in the application. Number two, the owner remove the shed before the issuance of a building permit for the additions. And number three, that the owner applies for and obtains the required building permits for the garage, breezeway, and screen porch within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Okay, thank you for attending. On to other business, I think. Is that where we are? Yes,
No other business?
no other business. Very good, then I will need a motion to adjourn. Moved by Lee, seconded by Greg. Moved by Lee, seconded by Greg, that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin does hereby adjourn this hearing at 4:16 on Wednesday, October the 9th, 2024. The committee will hold its next hearing at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, or at the call of the chair unless the Secretary Treasurer has not received complete applications for committee consideration. All in favor? And carried. Thank you all.